Hey guys, welcome back. Today I have another fall Dollar Tree DIY to share with y'all. Today we will be making some wreaths. I am so excited to share my little creations with y'all. So the Dollar Tree has a pumpkin wreath form out right now. And this is my first wreath that I will be sharing with y'all, and it is just your typical pumpkin wreath with a really huge bow. Absolutely love the way this one turned out. So stinking cute, but let me show you. I have another wreath that I'm so excited about. And voila, let me scoot over to share the frame with this beauty. Oh my goodness, I used that same pumpkin wreath form and I turned it into a scarecrow. This one hands down is my absolute favorite, but I want you to let me know in the comments down below, do you like wreath number 1, which is our pumpkin, or wreath number 2, which is this adorable little scarecrow? All of this stuff, all of the items that I used are from the Dollar Tree, except I did recycle some little cardboard to make the hat here. I think this was just so fun and cute and festive to make. I am obsessed. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into the video and put these wreaths together.
Alrighty, we're going to go ahead and get started with our traditional orange pumpkin wreath. This wire wreath form is from the Dollar Tree, as well as my orange deco mesh. And to make this project, you will need one of these pumpkin wire wreath forms, and I did end up using 4 packs of the orange deco mesh. Alrighty, now I'm going to go ahead and take some pipe cleaners and attach them to this wreath form. Now, I do recommend when you're applying your pipe cleaners to not just twist them on like a bread tie. You definitely want to go over and under on that top wire and give them a good snug pull. And you can also, twist them as well, just to really secure it in so that these little pipe cleaners will not slip and slide. Alrighty, let's go ahead and start adding on our deco mesh. I did end up using 4 rolls of the Dollar Tree orange deco mesh, and I will say if you have some orange spray paint on hand, I would give my little wreath form a good spray of that, because I felt like I had to use a little bit more deco mesh to cover up the black form. Okay, so to get started, you are just going to take that beginning piece of your deco mesh and attach it to the top part of your pumpkin wreath. Then you will just stretch it down to the bottom and attach it to that bottom pipe cleaner. Now, the first few pieces are going to want to slip and slide off a little bit. I highly recommend if you could sit down and do this. I was standing up to be able to show you guys here on camera, but if you were to be able to sit down and kind of hug the pumpkin a little bit just to make it a little bit more stable, it is a lot easier. And just note, this first initial piece that you are going to attach, it is going to slip and slide a little bit, and that's okay. You'll just pull it back over. It'll get easier the more layers of deco mesh that you put on. So now I'm just going to take it right around the back and pull it very, very tight and attach it to the back of that top pipe cleaner. This is going to give your pumpkin wreath a very full and rounded look. You don't have to do this step, and you can flip it over and attach it to the front again. I think this gives it a very clean, well-rounded look, especially if you have a glass door. You'll be able to see a very full pumpkin in the back as well. Alrighty, and you are just going to repeat this process over and over until your pumpkin looks very, very full. So again, just pull it down, across, attach it to that bottom pipe cleaner, then pull it very tight and snug in the back, attach it to the top pipe cleaner. Now, what I did was I continued to go over the same sections over and over instead of covering my entire pumpkin with the first roll of deco mesh, just to give it a very full and opaque look. Now, you will get the same look if you take that same roll of deco mesh and just cover the entire pumpkin once and then start a new roll from the left to the right over and over again. But this was just a lot simpler, and it made the deco mesh and the wreath a lot easier to work with. Okay, so here is a look at what the wreath looks like with 2 rolls of deco mesh. As you can see, the left side, the very, very left where I first started and I only covered it once, it's a lot more see-through versus all the way to the right where I took that 1 roll and I continuously covered those areas. It's way more opaque. And here is a look at our pumpkin with 4 rolls of deco mesh. It is very, very nice and full. I absolutely love it. Now I'm just going to flip the pumpkin over and tuck in those pipe cleaners. You can either tuck them in and hide them, or you can clip them off. Okay, let's go ahead and set our pumpkin to the side and work on a bow, a very big bow. So I'm not the best at doing like a bow tutorial. There are so many great tutorials out there already. If you just type in a wired ribbon bow tutorial, I bet you can find and learn how to make some beautiful bows. I kind of just whip my bows together. Let's see. So it's kind of hard to explain. I kind of just do what I do. I just like make one little loop with my ribbon, try to make another little loop and make it the same length, the same size, and I will repeat this process. I think I make 5 loops with this particular wired ribbon. All of my ribbon is from the Dollar Tree, and these are part of the new 2020 fall releases. I will say this buffalo check ribbon here from the Dollar Tree, it is wired, but it is not like a very strong wired ribbon. And it's kind of strange because all of their other wired ribbon is amazing. For some reason, this buffalo check one is a little on the floppier side. Here you can just see I am going to twist a pipe cleaner on it. This pipe cleaner is going to help me keep my bow very stable, and I'll be able to use it to attach it to the pumpkin wreath. So I'm just going to repeat that process with a few different prints of ribbon. This one here from the Dollar Tree with the little red truck is absolutely adorable, y'all. Again, it is a wired ribbon, and I'm just making sure that these loops are a little bit shorter than my buffalo plaid. Again, making 5 loops, 2 tails, trimming it off, and then I will plop it down on that pipe cleaner and give it a good twist. I will repeat this same process, making my loops even shorter than the red truck ribbon with a burlap ribbon from the Dollar Tree, and it has these really beautiful white polka dots. Polka dots make the burlap ribbon just very, very fun and cutesy. I love it. So again, making the loops a little bit shorter than the red truck ribbon. I'm also going to add in some of this like a natural, almost like a nautical rope mesh tubing from the Dollar Tree. Again, from the fall 2020 collection. Y'all, it is so pretty. I really never have worked with any of the mesh tubing in general, so I'm just kind of looping it around, and I'm going to attach it to the pipe cleaner as well. I will just let you see what I'm doing here, because I promise you there is no method to this madness. I kind of just make it work. Alrighty, once your bow is ready, I promise you it is all in the fluffing. You have to fluff your bow up. The wired ribbon is amazing. It's very flexible. You can work with it and rework with it. Just pull it, tug it. Having that pipe cleaner, or even if you use floral wire, is really going to allow you to get your bow nice and beautiful. You can twist and pull it to exactly where you need it to be. I just thought my bow was lacking just a little bit of something. I felt like there wasn't enough orange in it, so I am going to go ahead and add some of this orange mesh tubing from the DT as well, just for that extra pop of color. Alrighty, now that my bow is complete, I'm going to flip it over and attach another pipe cleaner. You won't always have to do this. I just used quite a bit of ribbon and added in some extra deco mesh tubing, so I used up all of my pipe cleaner and needed a way to attach it to my pumpkin wreath. While I finish that up, I'm going to go ahead and move back to my pumpkin wreath, and since I had some leftover mesh tubing, I'm just going to go ahead and add it to the stem, and it'll just make the bow look extra full. Okay, so you can totally stop here, but I had some wired burlap leaves from the Dollar Tree, which are easy to work with. You can just like pop them in, pull that wire stem out, and twist it to your wreath form. And I just think this is like another little perfect touch. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop 2 of these onto this pumpkin, and y'all, it was that extra little touch. And voila, here is a look at our Dollar Tree fall pumpkin wreath. I think it is oh so adorable, but you let me know what you think in the comments down below. And let's go ahead and get started with wreath number 2 using that same wire wreath form that is in the shape of a pumpkin. This time we're going to turn it into a scarecrow. Yes, please. So I am just going to attach some yellow pipe cleaners and do the same process that we did before for the pumpkin, but with some yellow deco mesh, again from the Dollar Tree. It looks a little more neon on camera than it does in person. I definitely think the scarecrow would have looked so beautiful in a burlap, but I didn't have any burlap on hand. But I think using the yellow and just making it work, I think it turned out really, really cute. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and set that to the side and start working on my hat. I just took some leftover cardboard. We had some cardboard boxes. I cut out a square into rectangles to make my hat. I am gonna go ahead and go in with some Waverly chalk paint in truffle and mineral and give my hat a couple of coats. Okay, while that's drying, let's go ahead and work on the bow. Here are my Dollar Tree products. We have some burlap ribbon, buffalo check ribbon in black and white, yes please. We have some orange glitter ribbon, some leftover orange burlap, and some deco mesh tubing. And here's a few more items, some Dollar Tree raffia and some Dollar Tree green wired ribbon. I also have this roll of fabric from Walmart. Alrighty, I am going to make my bow just like I did for the pumpkin wreath, with the only exception of adding more layers, and this time I'm going to be adding raffia into my bow. Since we are making a scarecrow, our scarecrow needs some hair, and we are going to add in some layers of raffia. So I'm going to take some here and add it behind my bow, and then add the pipe cleaner. Oh, Miss Olivia wants to help with the video. So just like you see here, I'm going to just add in some layers of raffia and ribbon, some deco mesh tubing. I'm also going to add in some green deco mesh from the Dollar Tree. If you don't have a lot of ribbon on hand, but maybe you have some different colors of deco mesh, you can totally swap that in for some ribbon. It just really adds fullness and texture, and I love it. And so does Miss Olivia. Okay, now that I have added all of my ribbon, raffia, deco mesh, and tubing to my bow, I am going to fluff it out and go ahead and add some tails to all of my ribbon. Okay, I'm going to set my bow to the side and let's work on the face, which is super, super easy. I am just taking this orange burlap ribbon from the Dollar Tree and I'm just going to cut out a little triangle for his nose. I will also be using some natural burlap ribbon to cut out 2 triangles for his eyes. Now, I end up switching this burlap ribbon out for another more like wired ribbon from the Dollar Tree. You'll see that here in a little bit, but just use what you have on hand. Now that our Scarecrow has a beautiful face, it's time to finish her up and add her hat. So I did go ahead and hole punch my little piece of cardboard and added a pipe cleaner so that I could attach it to the wire wreath form in the back. So as you can see here, I'm attaching it more towards the stem, and then I'll add another hole punch and another pipe cleaner and attach it towards the side. This definitely secured it to our Scarecrow, but the hat will not stand up at this point. So I'm gonna go ahead and take 2 large jumbo popsicle sticks and hot glue it to my hat and into my Scarecrow, and this does the trick. Again, I'm gonna add a little hot glue to attach the brim of the hat. And well, you know me, I have to keep adding on extra little touches that I promise you just really make all of the difference. And I had some leftover orange burlap leaves from the Dollar Tree, so I'm gonna go ahead and plop those into the Scarecrow. Again, the stem is wire, so it's easy to just pop through that mesh and secure it to the wreath form. I also thought our Scarecrow needed a little bit more hair, so I'm going to hot glue some more raffia under the bow and to the hat brim. I wanted to add another little detail, so I'm creating a little patch for the Scarecrow's hat. So I just took a little square of that orange burlap ribbon and a little piece of some plaid fabric. I'm gluing it down together. I did create like a little faux stitch with some raffia just to give it a little bit more detail, and then I'm going to glue that down to her hat. I think it's just another little perfect little touch. And of course the Scarecrow needed that little sunflower, so I'm going to take a little bushel of sunflowers from the Dollar Tree, pop one off, and glue one to the center of our bow. And y'all, I promise you that little touch was perfection. One little step that I didn't capture here on camera was I did go ahead and take some truffle Waverly chalk paint and I applied a little bit to the eyes just to make them a little bit darker to pop off on this yellow Scarecrow face. Alrighty guys, what do you think of our pumpkin turned into a Scarecrow face? I absolutely love it and think it is oh so cute, but let me know in the comments down below.
Alrighty, well that is a wrap for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing 2 DIYs today. Again, let me know in the comments down below which wreath was your favorite. I absolutely love the way these turned out. Again, using all products from the Dollar Tree. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel out. Subscribe if you are not already subscribed. Hit that notification bell so that you won't miss my next upload, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye guys.